Hello, Gemini. This is Barta from Roosters, Peacock, and I'm going to be doing your June 22nd through the 28th general intuitive reading. I hope everybody's doing well, and as it gets going, take the pieces and parts and leave the rest for somebody else. I'll reshuffle that. You know what was funny? Definitely. This is going to be a week that Gemini is going to be hashing stuff out in their head, literally thinking stuff out in your head. I see letting go as well. You know what? When I was sitting here right before I started doing your reading, I was sitting here and I heard the song and I actually started laughing to myself a little bit. That's what I thought. As I heard, "Can't touch this." And I know it was just all playing out in my head. I think that's kind of the vibe, how you're going to be feeling, because something's changing here. Yep. And it definitely has to revolve around money as well. Okay. I think you're going to be singing a different tune. You're going to be feeling, I'm not going to say cocky. That's not the word. You're going to be feeling more confident. Yep. Gemini. Anything else for Gemini? Anything else for Gemini? Schwa. All right. Brand new beginning. Surprise, surprise. Okay. So we've got the Ace of Hearts, new birth of a child, desire for love, love affair. Okay. We've got the Queen of Hearts, the mother card, child for birth for women, sexual or sensual indulgence, laziness. This doesn't feel negative in any way, shape, or form. This is actually, you're singing a different tune this week. I think you've been singing, what are those songs where you feel chained to something? Yeah, I'm seeing the devil in my head. You felt chained to something or have felt chained to something, or something has made you feel that way. All right, and I see a lot of looking in the past. Okay. No, this doesn't feel negative at all. Yep, feels right. Ace of Wands, action is being taken, and it has to do with your finances. It has to do with, it's an overall package. It's not just one thing. Yep, I think you're going to be feeling, it's going to be a boost to how you think and feel. Just like that song, "Can't Touch This." It's more the beat, you know. It's kind of like the attitude. Can't touch this. Don't, you know, I cannot sing. We're not even going there. All right, Gemini. Definitely. I think there's a change in finances. I think there's also been the change of perspective already came. That's already something. There's been a lot of up in your head in the past. Nope. I think you're looking at things through a new, fresh lens. And I think there's going to be circumstances that have been happening, or you're watching them unfold, that make you kind of sing to a different tune this week. We've got the Queen of Swords. All right. We've got the World. We've got the see, I felt like putting that right over top of the Ace of Wands. The wheel is already turning. This is something that's it's already going right now. And then we have the Queen of Cups. Now, each one of these cards have many, many different meanings, but all right. What I'm looking at right here is basically, I think it's more of a mindset. Okay. This could represent a female, and they have different qualities. There's many different qualities, but I don't feel like going into that. This is actually how it's being looked at. Some of you, it could be around a health issue that is literally being resolved, but I'm not going to get into health because, you know, your Queen of Swords can represent medical as well. All right. And what I'm hearing is good news is yours. But anyway, on this one right here, this is more of how how I explain it is, all right, like if I do the cards and each person, depending on where they're at right now and how they're thinking and feeling, they're going to be a certain card. Now, people may disagree with me, but I'm an intuitive reader. And so, like example, mine is the Queen of Swords, or excuse me, the Queen of Pentacles. That's usually the card. That's where everything's kind of lining up where it needs to go. But when I need to take care of business, the Queen of Swords shows up. That is straight to the truth. That's literally just cuts to the clarity and truth of the situation, sees it how it is, and then moves on. All right. There's not a bunch of stuff hidden. It's taking care of your business. There's many meanings to this, but I think this is the behavior. And which is not bad at all. It's great. You want to have that. This is how you're going to be presenting yourself. It's showing me the World. And the World is right over top of mastery of business and finances. The Mother card, birth for women, sexual, sensual indulgence, or laziness. I really don't feel that these are in a derogatory way at all, or in a negative way. This literally tells me your world is changing. There's many different meanings for this, but this one right here, your world is actively changing right in front of you. Mastery of businesses and finances. And I'm seeing here, it's not a bad thing. It does show partaking in possible stuff that brings you joy, however that applies to you. Then we sit here and we have like I said, we have the Ace of Wands and we have the Wheel of Fortune. It's already turning the fortune, just like a wheel on a car. When it goes down, what goes down must come up. So this is literally going to be hitting the Geminis that have had a tough go of it for a little bit. It's going to feel like there's more balance. I'm seeing balance. I'm not seeing any balance in the cards yet, but I'm seeing balance. Okay, balance is being brought back in where there was imbalance before. We've got the Queen of Cups. I think it could represent a person, but I really think this is the viewpoint, period, how you're going to be feeling. You're going to be kind of feeling more yourself, kind of kind, sympathetic, kind of very balanced. I'm seeing balance. Let's see here. Balance, definitely. This is coming out of a long go of it's not been easy. Okay. When a card is face down, it's something you're not talking about, something you can't see or hasn't revealed itself. Yes, you're coming out of it. For some of you, it's about being left out in the cold or feeling a lack of. I'm seeing the sacrifice card here in my head as well. So there has been great sacrifices in the recent past. You're going to be coming out of this. You're going to be wearing a different suit. That's what I feel. You remember how I was explaining, and I couldn't figure out why I was explaining to you about, like when everything's balanced and stuff, I'm the Queen of Pentacles. When I've got to get some business done, I'm the Queen of Swords. So you're getting some business done. That's what I feel. You're bringing balance back into unbalanced situations. You're taking it within your own hand. You're not waiting for anybody else. Others of you, you're taking the upper hand when it comes to, and there could be possibly somebody else around as we see the King of Diamonds. But here's the thing. This is taking action and changing a situation, changing your Wheel of Fortune, changing how things are going to be going. But you are coming out of a lack of. Five of Pentacles. Change. This is changing. Yep, that feels correct. Sure. All right. What else we got for Gemini? Oh, yeah, you're going to be definitely wearing a different suit. This is another zodiac sign that you're not waiting around for somebody else to fix it. And universally, it's like the doors are no longer clanked shut. Things are moving forward. I think you're going to be walking through this week a heck of a lot more confident than you have in a while. But you're getting business done. That's what I get. Yep, there it is. What did I tell you? I kept seeing balance, 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 balance. We've got the Two of Pentacles. All right, this is literally during this time, you may be quite busy. He's sitting there and he's balancing and juggling back and forth on an 8, something that felt like it's been going around and around and around and around because 8s are eternal, right? You got an 8 here. Shift. Okay, the biggest shift for you is not going to be just this week, but this week is moving it forward. Your change and your shift towards more balance in your life. Right here, this week, you're definitely going to be, it's not just going to be one thing that you're going to be working on. You're going to be having to work on 2 things and kind of juggling them. All right, whether this is bills, jobs, however it applies to you. Finding balance this week, you're going to be finding balance where there has been imbalance, and you're going to be feeling a little bit more confident, especially towards the end of the week and Thursday sticking out my head. This is going to be a week that's going to ask you to adapt, just kind of get going. As you get going, just to keep it smooth, you're going to be taking on the Queen of Swords persona, which is basically clarity, truth, cutting to the chase, taking care of business, keeping things in balance with the Two of Pentacles. It's going to be a huge one. But the thing of it is, the Wheel of Fortune's already turning. This is about a brand new beginning that you're taking action on. This is something that you actively have worked on or pushed and done. And now, you're working on it in this week as well, but you will be wearing a different suit, so to speak. By the end of the week, you'll be feeling much more calm. Yeah. I think this is just a temporary. And the Queen of Swords is not a bad one to get whatsoever. Clarity and truth. I mean, it's right up there in my head with the justice symbol. Okay. You're bringing balance back in a situation, and you did it by your actions, and it's opened other doors. That's what I'm feeling. Okay. What should we do? Yes. All right, Gemini, let's see here. All right. We've got the card Higher Power. All right, this is something that you have probably been actively been asking out loud or talking about out loud. It's not like you're just talking to yourself. Asking Spirit to hear you. You've been heard. That's what I feel. That's what I hear. You've been heard. But all your hard work is going to pay off. All right, switch. All right, what else do you have for Gemini to give more clarity? So sure, creation. You're right in the middle of it. This is the right in the middle of it. What you're working so hard on and balanced and clarity and truth this week is actually creating what you want for the very near future. And I mean, this is like immediate. This, I don't hear lack of. You're getting, yeah, there we go. Nice. I'm not hearing a lack of. And this right here, right there, do you see radiance? Now, right underneath of it, submerged. You may be feeling submerged in a situation, actually multiple situations, if it's situations, but you're having to balance multiple things is what I'm getting, feeling submerged in it. You're going to be coming out of this because you know what? Radiance was on the top. I think you're actually going to be walking through, even if you're busy as heck this week and having to juggle and keep balance in situations, finances, whatever it may be. With the Radiance card, you're going to be wearing a different face, more confidence. You're walking through it because it shows me here, mastery of business and finances. I think in general, you're going to be sitting here looking at things in a whole different light by the end of the week. Thursday is hugely sticking out in my head. Hugely. You are creating your future right now. You have been creating it. This is nothing new, but you're starting to see a way forward. You're starting to see the gates open. That's what I'm feeling. Yep. I'm not going to say you're going to get every single bit of money you've ever wanted and this and that. Your hard work is going to start paying off. That's what I feel. And it's opening. Yep. Like I said, this is an action you took. This is not something you have changed your own wheel. And if it doesn't have to do with work, whatever it is you've been juggling or having to sit here and try to keep balance in a situation, you're actively taking charge of it. That's what I feel with the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is clarity, truth, cuts to the chase. There's movement forward here. You'll be wearing a different suit. I would say this would be somebody around you. It could be, but I really think this is how you're going to be viewing yourself and situations by the end of the week. Yep. All right. Anything else? Give me a couple more cards for close. Yeah, I think you guys are definitely, by this fall, you know what, especially for Gemini, September has been sitting out in my head big time. Yep. You're about to take a leap. You're about to take that sword up in your own hand and you're about to move forward in it. And you're working on your environment. You're changing your environment. You're changing what's going on. You're bringing your peace. Okay, peace is coming. If it's been fleeting, and I've got peaceful here as well. All right, you're going to be feeling quite peaceful by the end of the week. I think it's not even going to wait until the end of the week. This action, this isn't waiting for somebody else to fix your problems. You're fixing them yourself. And you're coming out of a lot of problems as well. All right, Gemini, until next week, I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.